Hello, everyone. Look at my sweatshirt. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Oh, my goodness. It's been a day. Hello. Happy Wednesday. Let me pull my iPad up here to see if I can see me. If you are here, please say hello in the comments. I love chatting with you guys. Oh, I can see comments. Awesome. Hi, Teresa. Nice to see you. I feel like I have things in my teeth. I was having my little afternoon apple and snack. And so I feel like I have things in my teeth. So I hope you're having a good day. Let me pull something up real quick. There we go. Hello. It is a rainy day here. I realize I talk about weather a lot. I think I'm just trying to wait until people get on, and that's just a sort of a general topic. I hope you enjoyed the eclipse. If you were in the path of it, we were about at 97-ish, 96, 97%, and it was off and on cloudy. So I saw some of it. I sat in the back. It was a very nice day otherwise, and so I sat on the back deck and I journaled and I released things that I was ready to let go and made a list of things that I wanted to happen in the next couple of weeks or whenever. I'm open to whenever. So it was just a clearing. One of the things about the eclipse is that it's a new start, a new beginning. Hello, Maureen. Good to see you. So if you were in the path, if you had any sleepless nights, or I know that I'll have a lot of teacher friends and in K-12 here in the States, and their kids are a little more rambunctious than usual. So it's just the energy. And we do feel that energy for days before and days after. So there's a lot of energies going on top of that. So just know that if you're having sleepless nights or you can't think straight, there's tons of other things that happen, and you can Google. Know that it may be just the energies of the eclipse. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. So a couple of things. First, I was drawn to this stone for us today. Isn't it pretty? It is, the stone is carnelian. And you know that I never remember what they mean. They call to me, as you can see right back here, there's several right here, but I have them all over the room, and I just sort of tune into myself and tune into, I've got a live today at 4:00. What stone do I need for everyone today? And that is the one that called to me today. And what I got out of it when I looked it up was, this is a stone that is considered a symbol of personal power, attracting success and abundance while providing strength and courage. And it was so fitting to what I want to talk about today. I was listening to a podcast this morning, and I think I've heard this before, but it just sort of hit differently. When you hear something, or you watch a movie, or you watch a TV show, or whatever the case may be, and you've seen it before, but maybe time has passed and life has happened and circumstances may be different and it hits differently. This hit differently this morning, because I think I've heard it before, but they said, she said, make a commitment to yourself. We make commitments to being a wife or significant other. We make a commitment to being a mom or grandmom or worker, management, whatever the case may be. We make commitments at church or into the community. When was the last time you made a commitment to yourself? And for whatever reason, that struck home. And I talk about this a lot with my clients. I don't necessarily term it that way. I think the buzzword nowadays is self-care, and that sort of implied that you are taking care of yourself, which in turn is a commitment to yourself. And that could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, right? So, a commitment that I have to myself and really to my family, incoming the my fur kid, if y'all heard that, on cue in a different room, is that at dinner, my husband and I turn our phone to silent. He works in technology, so he's on call most of the time. And we have our emergency contacts on there. So if something were to happen in the brief time that we sit down for dinner or a meal, then they can get through. But we made this rule many years ago. Not rule, I hate to say rule. We made this commitment to our relationship many years ago to take that time for ourselves, to be in the moment, right? So that is a commitment that I made to myself within our relationship. I make a commitment to myself, and it's an extravagant self-care. Don't get me wrong. I will preface it by saying it's extravagant, but I don't spend a lot of money on like clothes and travel and things like that. I do spend money on massage, and I do spend money on pedicures. They are my time to, many times I read or I journal or I just make lists. I'm a list maker. Brainstorm for the business or for my full-time job, whatever the case may be. So it's just a time to shut down, right? So I've made that commitment to myself. And when I go, because sometimes schedules get crazy between mine and my massage therapist, and I miss out, for a month or 2 or 3, and then when I go back, I'm like, oh, why did I not make the time for my y'all? Do y'all hear me? He's been asleep all day. My golden retriever has now decided it's his witching hour right now, and we have to play. I may have to get up and close the door. But anyway, and the podcast I was listening to was about health and menopause and making that commitment because our bodies are changing so much. So that was the context in which she was talking this morning. But it really hit home to me because, I have stepped back from my work. I used to be there from 7:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. at night, hanging out with the kids and doing all kinds of stuff, student organizations and just all kinds of stuff. And I did that for a long time. And then when things happened in 2020 and I was home, I realized I could still do that stuff, but not to the extreme that I was doing it. And looking back on it, I missed a lot of times with my husband. I missed a lot of times with my fur kids. And I even apologized to my husband not too long ago because he had made a comment about some movie. He goes, oh yeah, I've seen that. And I'm like, when did we watch that? He goes, oh, you weren't here. And I'm like, where was I? He goes, oh, you were doing something with work. And I was like, so it really hit me. And it was, some silly movie that didn't, it's not life or death. But I have now started to make the commitment of boundaries. Making the commitment, showing up, being there for my students, not slacking in that area whatsoever. But I don't have to be there at 7:30 in the morning and stay until 9 o'clock at night. I don't. I still have great kids. I still have students who love what they're learning. They're still, all the things. But I just have learned that I'm making a commitment to myself to step away and spend more time with my family. Maybe you need a commitment to yourself about health. Maybe you need a commitment to yourself to spend time with people that you care about. Maybe you need a commitment to yourself just to get up and take a shower or to get up and make your bed, or whatever the case may be. But you are worthy and you are deserving of making that commitment to yourself. And sometimes that's hard when we're being pulled in 49 different directions. We may be mom, grandmom, taking care of our aging parents, work, maybe you're going back to school, like all kinds of things are going on, and I get it. And y'all have heard me talk about this a lot, but you can't pour from an empty cup. You've got to take care of you. You know, when mom's sick, everybody's out of whack because mom holds it together. But you need to take some commitment to yourself too. Whatever that is to you. Maybe that's 5 minutes of peace and quiet before you walk in to the house from work. Maybe it's a 5-minute walk after dinner by yourself. Maybe that is the phones being turned off at a certain time to spend time with your kids or your significant other. There's lots of ways that you can make small little commitments to yourself and also set some boundaries. Teresa says, I have learned to love boundaries. It's hard. I love them too, and it is hard. And just know, I want to say this, setting boundaries is for you, not necessarily for them. Because if some people may not understand the boundary that you're setting, and that is hard because you're doing what you feel is best for you, and it may not please everybody. And I can say, as a people pleaser, it's very hard for me not to say, oh, okay, I'll say yes to this, or oh, okay, I'll do that. It's been very hard for me to say no sometimes. So just know that it takes some practice. Mari says, I want to be you when I grow up. Well, I don't know about that. I want your sense of humor because you are hysterical. Teresa says, oh, you're getting there, Maureen. And Teresa says, it is so true, but it's so worth it. It is worth it. It is worth it. And it takes practice. So if you're not good at setting boundaries, or if this is new to you, start with small boundaries, something that won't, upset the apple cart, so they say, right? So little things that you can do to set a boundary and make a commitment to yourself. You are worth it. You are worth it. Okay, so the card I pulled today is from my Mindful Messages deck. You know I love this. And, oh, I love this. Here we go. Let me turn around. I know it's backwards. I'm sorry. I'm going to read it to you. It says, Creator of Happiness. And it says, I reclaim my power to create my own joy and happiness. It is not dependent on any outside source or individual. Therefore, it cannot be taken away. It can always be found within me. I love that. I love that. So if you're not setting boundaries and you feel that, maybe you didn't want to do something and you said yes and you feel that ick, that's a sign that says, okay, I didn't make that commitment to myself. I broke my boundary. I acknowledge it. So let's go back to that boundary. Then you're creating your happiness. Then you're creating your happiness. Okay? I love that. Happiness can always be found within me. I love that. I think that's it. If you have any comments, feel free to put them in the comments. If you're watching a replay, do #replay. I don't listen, or go back and read all your comments. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Thursday nights are Embracing Me, my membership. And if you are interested or if you have any questions, feel free to send me a DM or type it in the chat if you have any questions. The link to register is up at the top. And we talk about things like setting boundaries and how to overcome how to set them up, how to overcome them when we don't keep them, and getting the courage when people aren't happy with us about setting those boundaries. And we talk about all kinds of things. So, the ladies that are in there, each week, I want them to feel more empowered. I want them to feel more confident. I want them to feel more loved. I want them to feel more love for themselves, more self-aware, because sometimes we put on blinders for ourselves and our own emotions, and I want them to be more aware of themselves and how they're feeling. And I want them to have fun, because I think we laugh a lot during session on Thursday nights. But I also want them to come away with feeling like that hour was worth my time. And it's $44 a month, no long-term obligation. You can cancel anytime. We have a wonderful group of women. We are wide open to anyone who'd like to come join us. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But it is a fabulous group of women. Teresa says, Thursday night is so good with a great balance of fun and evolving. It is. It truly is. Absolutely is. Okay, ladies, I hope to see you, if not Thursday night, on Saturday, my self-care series. Don't forget, the time had to change just a little bit to 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. It's usually 10, but we have an event to take our therapy dog to. He has his own little calendar that he has events he has to go to, and he has an event on Saturday morning, so we will be back, but I had to push self-care until 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So, and I posted that everywhere, and yeah, and we're actually talking about, ironically enough, I think, setting boundaries. So if that is of interest to you, I hope to see you on Saturday. All right, ladies, have a good rest of your week. Hope to see you tomorrow night at Embracing Me.